Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Living a Beautiful Life. My name is Jessica Julex, the amazing lady. It's yet another beautiful week and I'm feeling pretty amazing to be back on the channel. How are you guys doing over there? I trust you're having a good time. Of course, it's always a very big thank you to all of you who check out my channel. Those who subscribed lately, those who share on the social media. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. This week, something really happened. And the way the whole thing spoiled my mind, if I had my way, it's just going to be a campaign like this week. I was reading a book a friend of mine gave to me, a very hilarious book, very interesting novel. I learned a lot from that book. You know, this kind of book that when you're reading, you'll be wondering, do these things really happen? Like for real? I just kept laughing. The title of the book is The World is Full of Divorced Women by Jackie Collins. If you can lay your hands on that book, you will not regret it. So the book was so interesting till it got to a point where one lady, Dominic, committed suicide. In chapter 38, pages 248 and 249. Cleo was supposed to see her on that day for them to discuss about some things between that Dominic and Shepstone. So when she got to the house, she met the husband. You know, his eyes were so red, like showing that he's been crying throughout the day, including his friend Isaac, who was there as well. Cleo was so surprised. I mean, this lady who committed suicide was the lady who was accusing her the other day of being jealous of her. This lady is so full of life. Like, she's this girl that loves life, is so full of lives, let me just say. Cleo was so disturbed. She was like, a girl like Dominic will not commit suicide. Why would this girl want to commit suicide? She had everything. She had a very caring husband. She has a kid. She has a very decent home. She has a vehicle. She has a job. Almost everything a lady needs to be happy, she has. I mean, why would she commit suicide? This same week on Monday, the Punch newspaper had a 35-year-old doctor who just jumped into the lagoon in Lagos. I saw the picture on newspaper. Very beautiful car. He had a driver, you know, an average Nigerian who's 35, already a practicing doctor, who is mobile, I mean, has a good house. I mean, it's okay, like averagely okay. And we hear suddenly that this person just jumped into the lagoon. It was so touching. Like that day, a lot of people were just talking in the office, you know. So it was later we started hearing news that he has some health issues which has been denying him some things in the office, promotion and all of that. Nobody really knows the in-depth truth of the whole matter. But the way the whole thing just coincided, I was like, damn, these things happen for real. So people go through some things in their life and they feel like the best alternative is just to give up, it's just to commit suicide. You know, while I was reading the book, three things came to my mind. If you read down that page 249, you will see where Cleo, the girl who came to visit Dominic, was lamenting. I never knew it was this serious. I never knew it would get to this point. She told me about some issues, but I didn't do everything I was supposed to do to help her out of that situation. Even the husband's friend, Isaac, was lamenting as well. I was close with that Dominic. I knew some things about what she was going through, yet I didn't do a lot to help her out. And trust me, all those people who commit suicide, who are depressed, who have those issues that make them feel like giving up, they still have some people close to them. And sometimes because they do not handle it well and they feel like they themselves, they just can't deal with all those things and they feel like giving up. The first thing that came to my mind is, first of all, we as human beings, maybe being in that position of going through some depressive things, going through some very hard times in our lives. I feel like if we understand that life itself is the ultimate, that everything we are going through in this life, as long as we have life, we can always overcome anything. If we understand that life itself is more important than anything we feel like we need in our lives that we do not have, we will be more appreciative. We will have this gratitude and the hope to keep living, because some people are battling with their last breath. Some people like, if only I can live. Yes, I might not have been through a whole lot of things that people go through, but at least I've seen scenes, I've seen accident scenes where people die immediately, and people around are like, if they just had accident, ended up in the hospital, stay there for months, even with one eyes, life is still the ultimate. Even with one leg, even not having legs at all, I've seen people compare life to, losing every other thing, but just having life. So I feel that we ourselves, helping us to get through that depressing moment is first of all for us to have value for life. If we have value for life, we'll have hope that every other thing can actually get better. If maybe there are things about us that we do not have the power to change, that we just can't change the way they are, maybe a health status which we'll have to battle with, maybe we should change the way we see them. Maybe we should change the way we see them and just try to be happy with life. And that leads me to the second point, which is when we are called on by our friends or neighbors or brothers or relations or people we don't even know. It is our responsibility. It's an obligation we have to live every day of our lives fulfilling. When people call us that they are in a certain kind of problem, how do we respond? Do we ignore? Do we become sarcastic? Do we gossip with them? Or do we really show concern? Even when we can't help them get out of that problem, do we just pray or direct them to people who can help them out? Because we are meant to be our brother's keepers. When Jesus was preaching people about love your neighbor as you love yourself, a man stood up and asked him, "But who is my neighbor?" And then he told them a story of the Samaritan man who was attacked by criminals, who was beaten up, and everything he had was collected by criminals. And then three people passed by: the priest, the religious, and then the ordinary person who was just passing by, who helped that man, took him to the hospital, paid his bills and everything. And then he said, who amongst these three is his neighbor? The one who took care of him. And that is what we are called to be to anybody we meet. We don't have to be in the same religion, we don't have to be in the same race, we don't have to come from the same town, we don't have to speak the same languages. As long as this person is in need and we have what it takes to take care of them, or we are in the right position to channel them, to take them to where their problems can be solved, that is what we are called to do. So can we just become more concerned and more sensitive to the people we meet, even if they are strangers? Can we just put a call across to that relation of ours who has told us how he lost his job, how the landlord sent him packing from his house, how he just got or she got into this kind of problem, even if we can't give them the money they need or the food items they need, to say, how are you doing? Please take it carefully, everything will be fine. We don't have to be counselors to be able to do this. Can we just meet that colleague of ours who has come to work with a very gloomy face and say, babe, how you doing? Girls, how far now? What's the problem? I hope you're okay. Even if they don't open up, maybe just share them up and say, take it carefully, whatever it is. I remember sometime I traveled to a very strange place and I wasn't just in a good mood. One girl just greeted me, how you doing? Fine. I said I'm fine, but I wasn't really smiling. When she went out and was coming in, she bought a plate of fruit salad for me. I was like, I never had any serious conversation with her. She just saw me in that mood and she got that for me. I was really impressed, even if my problem wasn't solved, seeing her and knowing that somebody really cares got me shared up, you understand? And those are little things we can just do for people. Maybe just invite them for a bottle of drink, just to share them up, to avoid that depression. Can all these teachers, nurses, and doctors, and all these health experts and people that work in the places where they attend to people understand that their job is more vocational than it's just an occupation, because they are dealing with people directly. They are dealing with people who are diabetic, people who have high blood pressures, and it's not so far from depression, because little things can make them perturbed, little things can take their mind away. People who are poor, young, old, people who are abused, people who are depressed, people who lost somebody close to them and maybe they're not just in a good mood. Can they just know that it's in their power to attend to them in a very good mood and help them feel better about themselves? Now, let's just turn this table around. Let's just look at things from the other aspect. Let's face this mirror to ourselves. Who are those people who make people feel so bad about themselves? Who are those people who cause people this depression? It's people like you and I. So we have to ask ourselves if we fall in that category of people that will talk to people and they will go home and want to commit suicide. If we fall in that category, then we are not far from murderers, because if our actions and our words cause people sleepless nights, then we are killing them with our tongues. If you fall in that category, you just have to start becoming a better person. Start blessing people with the things you say with your mouth. When people who are depressed come to you, let them hear things that will make them believe that life is still worth living. Not like when people who are in this bad mood, like, there are some days you wake up and you're not just feeling so fantastic about yourself, and you get to work or you get to meet the set of people and they will tell you things or act in a way that you go home and you feel so horrible about life. If you fall in that category, you just have to start being a better person. We all have this responsibility of making our world a better place. Can we just sincerely be our brother's keeper? Imagine when you are caring about me and I'm caring about you. You're caring about the other person and the other person is caring about the other person. The world would just become a heaven. We might not solve all the problems in the world, but at least we'll be at peace. And we'll always know that people care about us. We will always know that people have concern about how we feel and what we feel. It will save a whole lot of people from being depressed. So it is our sole responsibility, which we have to start from ourselves. But I still have to tell everybody, no matter what you go through, you do not have to commit suicide. You do not have to give up on the life. You don't have the right to take this life from yours. You do not own this life, so you have no right to take it whenever you want. So let's not be like Cleo and Isaac, who kept lamenting of the things they would have done for their friend who was depressed. I'm talking to you and I'm talking to myself as well. Okay, we can do it while we have the time. So call someone today, console someone today, show love and concern to someone today, and say no to suicide. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll chat with you on the next episode. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and drop your comments right there on the comment section. My name is Jessica Julex, the amazing lady. Until I come your way on the next episode, call someone today. Show love to someone today.